Good morning, morning breathers. We are live. We're happening. We're hip. We're cool. We're with it. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning. August something. August what?
7th.
August 7th.
Yeah.
August 7th. That means tomorrow is wrestling day. I am your host, Tim Elliott, and we are joined in studio by producer Nick,
Good morning.
who got a camera to work. He didn't have a camera to work earlier.
Camera and got it to work.
Got to have. Life is good. And we're in full control because we have no boss man Matt today. So it's just you, me, John, the voice. Good morning, John. Sitting
morning.
next to me this morning.
I know. We talked about this yesterday that this might be a thing.
Because we have a special guest.
Very special
besides
guest.
you.
Very special guest.
And we have CJ Gaston joining us this morning. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning.
CJ is a friend of mine from not way back, but back a little bit. And we met on the golf course, and just out of the blue, I asked you, CJ, if you wanted to come on the show, and you graciously said, yeah, why not?
Yeah, set me up.
And so here he is. First of all, I want to thank the Southeast Iowa Union, sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Casey, and all the gang at KCTC. And the Morning Breath crew is sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thanks, Willie.
Thanks, Willie.
And all the Hy-Vees and Hy-Vee Fast and Freshes. So no boss man Matt today. It's just us men here.
It's just us chickens.
I guarantee he's listening.
Oh, somewhere. You know he's got the eye in the sky.
He's listening, but he's not. He won't chime in. I'm certain.
Sure. Well, maybe we can just poke him and prod him a little bit to get him to come out of the shadows.
Well, do we want him to?
Nah, I mean, maybe. I don't
want
know.
him to say,
Listen,
hey, ho, can't say
listen.
that.
All's fair in love and war. You turkeys do it to me all the time when I'm not on there, and then when you sense that I'm in the chat, it's like blood in shark-infested waters.
Oh yeah, indeed. You came in kind of sharp dressed this morning. You
Well,
got
thanks.
something important.
I appreciate it. I think he's got a few things going on today. So, and you know, it's kind of nice on these a morning like this morning. It's nice and cool. Kind of reminds you of a little bit of an entryway to fall.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right,
Football's about ready to get here.
I can't wait for football, man. I'm so excited. I've already done I'm on my 10th mock draft for fantasy football. I don't know if you do the fantasy football thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good man. So it's a whole thing. So yeah,
I used to get into that fantasy football. No longer.
That makes me sad, Tim.
Oh, don't be sad. Listen, that when you take it serious, and I did too. I was subscribing to all kinds of websites.
Oh, yeah.
And I was spending money on it.
But see, I remember the days when my father would go to his fantasy football draft when I was a kid, and they'd have the big board like what you'd see on the wall over here. And these guys, I mean, like he'd get the USA Today football guide, and everything was hard copy, right? Everything's on paper and stuff, and he'd pour over that stuff, and he was like the king of finding these diamonds in the rough, and then the other players would get so mad because he'd beat them with teams that the guys had never even heard of.
Yeah.
But he would do the research, and so it's like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is much easier online now, though. Much easier. Still don't know who the.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
Still a guess.
There's literally these trade analyzers. That's like some people use it as complete gospel. They're like, listen, the trade analyzer said it's a 2% deal for you and whatever else, and it's like I'm not doing this unless it's. I mean, honestly, some of the most heated arguments.
5.25%. But
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, some of the most heated arguments I've had in the last 5 years, unfortunately, I have to confess, have been over fantasy football. With people, it's crazy, man.
Aren't you the commissioner of your league?
I am one. Yes, yes.
One of them at least.
Actually, how did you know that?
I think we were talking. You sang the national anthem.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So we were talking about that with a couple people.
That's true. We were talking fantasy football. No, it was Nate Miller. Yeah, that's right. Because Nathan Miller, because he's in the league. That's right. He was there. So yes, it becomes exciting. I think at one point one year, I think I was in 4 or 5 leagues, and I'm like,
you might have a problem.
I'm like, this is a sickness. I'm like, this is an addiction. And each one of them, the scores were different, as far as how you scored, and so you had different strategies, and so it's like my brain, you know this, Tim, and my brain doesn't shut off, so I'm just like,
I believe
away
that.
we go.
I
Anyway,
believe that.
sorry for that derailment.
No, CJ, we're talking. We were before you got here and before air. We were talking about the time of year. We're almost the middle of August.
Yeah,
meaning football is just around the bend
absolutely.
because school just starts just around the bend.
It does.
And you happen to be a teacher.
I am a teacher. Yeah.
And you You taught here last year. Just tell your story really quick.
man.
Yeah.
Just really quick.
I don't know if we have enough time.
Just give us a brief version that you
I've taught in a lot
of
of
area.
Yep, I've taught in several different schools because my wife and I just got back from Nashville. So, I moved to Nashville right out of college and then taught there. Came back once I met her. Taught in 2 different schools here. We moved back to Nashville. I taught in Nashville there, and then now we're back here in Washington.
You're back.
So yeah, it's like my 9th year. This will be my 9th year teaching.
Yep. We met on the golf course. You are one hell of a golfer.
Yeah, he
you
is.
have not seen him play.
Oh, I've seen him play.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've been like in groups of golfers where the group behind me was like coming up so fast, like because they were way better than me.
That's
in the
like
groups that I'm
CJ
in.
and Bam.
And I look back over there, I'm like, oh, of course it is. Okay, yes, exactly. Like we got the PGA
But he's
Tour on
humble.
the course behind us.
But he's humble.
Correct.
Just a fun guy to golf with because you just are. And we met before you left. That's when we really met and played some round of golfs together.
Yep.
Had a crazy jaunt here and there, but all good stuff.
Great
all good
stuff.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you back. And you are last year. I think you said you taught like 5th grade.
Yep, taught 5th grade last year.
And they were too smart for you, so you moved down to 3rd
Yeah,
grade.
I don't understand that content very well, so we had to go back down to 3rd.
Like, hold on, this is getting a little out of hand. Let's
Tone it down just a bit. So you're back in 3rd grade, and you are not only a teacher, you also are a songwriter,
Yeah,
a performer, because
Yeah.
I've seen you perform.
say singer songwriter extraordinaire.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I lived in Nashville for 4 years the first time I went down, and 2.5 to 3 years of that I did music full time down on in Lower Broadway, playing clubs and playing with me. I did between 700 and 800 shows in 2.5 years.
Oh, my
So yeah, it was a grind. It was fun. Then went back down with my wife and I went back down, and then I picked it back up a little bit. I was still playing gigs when I was teaching.
Because you still had friends down there.
Oh yeah. Still have a bunch of friends, and I started writing a lot. Again, I picked up writing more that's what I love doing anyway. So that's what I picked up
The writing?
again. Yeah, when I went back down there, and I'm still. I mean, I was writing with a buddy over Zoom a couple weeks ago, so I'm still doing it. Yeah.
It's awesome. I've been down there a couple times. I vividly remember one time before my wife and I, another couple. I was just enamored by the talent that, as you walk down that street.
Yeah.
Just emanating from all those bars and stuff that's down there. It's unbelievable.
It is.
How good people are down there.
It is, and that's where it's like, you come back. I played a show last Friday, and it was the Steve Shetler Media Show, I think is what it's called. Steve Shetler, yep, in Sigourney, and he's like, "Why don't you have a record deal?" I'm like, "Because I am a little fish when it gets down to Nashville. There's not many people sing and do it around here. I mean, we're probably one of the only 2 that I know that sings around here, and so." It's just everybody down there. I mean, your bartenders, your waitresses, the Uber drivers, like everybody
does.
is involved in the music or trying to get into it some
Correct.
way, shape, or form.
Place to be there.
I will never forget the first time I went to Nashville for work years ago. And that was before I was like with Aces and like whatever else. But like a weird thing I used to do for a job was a weird thing I used to do when I was traveling for my job is like I'd fly into a place on Sunday or Monday and I'd be there until Thursday. And a lot of times on like random Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights, there'd be, karaoke bars and places.
Yeah.
So I'd just go post up and listen to people sing. And then every once in a while I'd jump up there and, I'd sing one. So of course I'm in Nashville and I'm like, well, I got to go to just anywhere and listen to music now because this is great. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting there and it was like I went to a couple of places, saw people perform. They were amazing. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go to this karaoke bar and just see what's up. Every freaking person that got up was just like one after the other was so good. And then they handed the mic. All of a sudden someone starts singing and I'm like, who's singing right now? And they're amazing. And it's the bartender behind the bar who's just going to town. Like I'm like, it's true. I'm like, everyone here sings. I mean, you got guys on the streets, like just with their guitar cases open, just like playing for money or whatever else that are like unbelievable. I'm like, this is nuts. So I'm amazingly perfect description.
Well,
what
when
you're saying.
I was playing when I was down there first time, I had this gig it was at Honky Tonk Central. We were one of the late night bands. And the head of, think he was he wasn't the head of security, but he ran the front door at Honky Tonk, so he was checking all the IDs.
Yeah.
And we became like really, really good friends just through that. And he would get up on stage and sing with us every night, and he was great. Well, then they started playing music through the speakers when the bands would change out, and the music was awesome. Like, who is this? And I was like, this is Dylan.
The front.
It was yeah.
This is the
And
bouncer.
so, and well, his uncle is John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry.
Gentry, yeah.
And so now, like right when I left, he started blowing up online. He's played the Opry. He's on tour with Luke Bryan, Dylan Carmichael. You've probably
Really?
heard him online.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good music out. Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He was a security guy that was keeping us safe every night.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Same thing with my buddy that I was writing with last week, Dallas Jacobus. He's played football at Iowa. I don't know if you know any Iowa football, but he wrote the We Wave song when he was playing football at Iowa. Well, he moved down there in the spring, and he took over.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
head of security at Whiskey Row down there.
Wow.
And so now he's just getting his foot in the door singing at all the clubs, and he actually just played Whiskey Jam, which is a really, really big
Yeah.
event for up-and-coming singers, and he's got his foot in the door down there. And yeah, he was security for a year, so
That's
something.
crazy.
yeah.
You just kind of do, singing or songwriting is one's passion, and you do whatever you have to do to survive.
You do.
So you can do that.
Yep.
And hope to God somebody says, hey, you got something special.
Yeah, when I first moved down there, before I moved, my dad and I went down there. I had a family relative that lived down there, and so he knew of a guy that was a songwriter. And so we went to lunch with him, and he said, the first thing you have to do, forget about like going down. We were on Music Row. He says, forget about going down this place. Like, get an established job. He was an established songwriter. He'd had a song on the radio. It peaked. It was an Alan Jackson song that peaked number 4, Monday Morning Church. And at that time, he was still working part-time at Starbucks because it gave him benefits. So he's like, you just have to get a job. You've got to get there, and you got to get a job and get established and get settled in a routine, and then you can do the music.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think if in Nashville, I think that if you were a performer, you were kind of talking about karaoke, wouldn't you? I bet you had to be somewhat tolerant too, because you had people that would come in and watch you and go,
man.
man, I can sing. Bring me up and sing, and then
100%.
they just butcher something.
Yeah.
and you're just
No.
put a smile face on and you just keep playing.
Yeah,
right?
well, our band, it was $100 to get on stage and sing. So we made a little money off of
Well,
it.
good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I mean, at least you're going to get somebody that would probably
yeah,
carry
Yeah.
a tune.
no,
Just
exactly.
like most people do down
Exactly.
there. But there has to be those that
Oh.
really shouldn't have a mic in front of them.
100%, 100%. But
You get like your tourists that come down and they're like just there and they're enjoying the moment, I'm sure, and whatever else.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just do this. And you're
Yeah.
like, I probably shouldn't have.
yeah, exactly. 100%.
Kid, I watched an Iowa football game down there. There was an Iowa bar.
Yeah.
You probably remember it, but you go upstairs.
It's
for it.
Tin Roof, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
I used to play in the Tin Roof circuit. But what was his name? Is it Bob Franklin? He's the owner of all those Tin Roofs.
Okay.
And he actually graduated from Iowa.
Okay.
So that's why it's on Broadway, and every Iowa football game they'd go up there.
Yeah.
So I kind of met him through there, and I started talking with him and whatnot. But we used to play the Tin Roofs. Like, we'd go to Cincinnati, we'd go to Indianapolis on a Friday night and Cincinnati on a Saturday night because they had Tin Roofs. We'd played Memphis on Beale Street at a Tin Roofs. We played there. We had everything set up to go play in the Carolinas and then in Florida, but our girl singer, she was expecting, so then it kind of shut our whole traveling thing down, which
That'll do
it was totally fine. I was ready for a break
Getting tired?
anyways. It was a grind, yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine picking up and rolling every weekend like that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And you can speak to this. I mean, I know that's kind of what we're going to right now, but like on this, I mean, because you've like done the legit real thing. All right. Like,
know about
I'm like,
the real thing.
But what I'm saying is like you've traveled the country, you've traveled to different things from a music side. And I think people don't understand how gassed you are at the end of a show, like how tired, like performing for 3, 4, 5 hours,
Yeah.
how much it actually takes out of you. Like I said,
it
I'm like
does.
little small fry, small town America, do some little shows around here, like on a very small level by comparison to what you did. And it's like, I know for me at the end of a lot of like our shows, I'm I'm exhausted.
That's how I feel after golf. I swing a lot.
Well, you should be after golf. It's like physical exertion.
Okay, go on.
But I think
Sorry.
people think like, oh, you're just standing up there, and you're just playing a guitar, you're just singing or whatever else. Like, how about when like you get to the end, man? Like maybe speak to that, but like how just like it can be just physically, mentally, emotionally, just
Well, even when you're singing, you're using a lot of energy, number one. But when I was playing with the band, I mean, you're doing a 4-hour gig, and like I'm the guy for 4 hours. You know, we had a girl singer, so she could sing some songs back, and we kind of took turns back and forth singing songs. But she was more on the shy side. So I mean, not just you're talking to the people and you're kind of entertaining people. People are coming and going. Like every 30 minutes, you got to just pretend like it's a new crowd. So you have to keep that energy up. And you're moving around stage and you're talking to people. I mean, you are on and mentally and physically for 4 straight hours. But then what people don't realize is that because we played from 10 to 2:30 a.m. So you're done at 2:30 in the morning.
Somebody's got to tear that down.
But but you're not done.
Yeah. So at 2:30 though, you go home. I go home and I would sleep, whether we were out of town or whatnot. But like once the sun starts coming up, I'm up. So you don't sleep good. So yeah, you're tired at the end of it, but like you're tired at the beginning of the show the next night. You know. So it's just
well, even then to protect your voice too, like. Have those back-to-back kind of nights and whatever else, because I mean, that even in itself is a hard thing.
Yep, you drink room temperature lemon, like legit lemons, and you just squeeze lemons. Like I mean, it's almost like syrup.
Yep.
That helped a lot. I noticed, but yeah, you just got to find a way to kind of drink a lot of water and kind of protect your voice. And there's no way to not protect it. Like I was talking to my buddy when we were writing at Zoom, and I hadn't talked to him besides we text, but we haven't talked on the phone or Zoom or in person at all for quite a while, for several months. And it's like, man, you got a cold? And he's like, no, I don't. I feel good. And it's like you can just tell because he's playing 6 gigs a week. His voice is just tired, and it takes a little longer to wake up in the morning. It wears on you.
Yeah, Steven Tyler, right?
Yeah,
they just canceled his tour.
Yeah,
he's got no. His instrument is gone.
Yeah, 100%.
Damaged.
Yeah, a lot of those guys, I think Luke Combs they've all done it.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys, they've had to have like.
Wallen canceled a bunch of his last year.
Yeah, they've had to have some serious like vocal repairs even on their voice and surgeries and whatnot because they've used it so much.
I thought it was talk about Luke Combs. I thought it was a really class act here in the last, I think it was like in the last couple of months. He had a show and he comes out on stage. And he said, I just want everybody, and you can hear it in his voice. He's like, I just want everybody to know. He's like, I've refunded your tickets for tonight, and we're going to play the show anyway. He's like, but I'm going to give you as much as I got. He said, but basically, he gave him a free concert. Yep. And still, like, I watched a bunch of it, like, on YouTube, whatever else.
Good.
Still put on a hell of a show, you know what I mean? But it's like, you could tell he legitimately felt bad. He's like,
100%. I even started crying.
Yeah, there was like, and there's thousands of people there. And he's like, yeah, refund, like, whatever else. Like, now, granted, the only challenge was because then you see, the trolls in the comments that live under bridges that have nothing better to do. They're like, well, what about the ones on secondary market? I'm just like, dude, like, he's just trying to do what he can do. Like, you can't track that down,
exactly.
Like, what are you going to do,
man?
So right.
Hey, we better take our first break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, a couple minutes.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Bring the kids and share the memories at the 2024 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Great food from the North Village or the Log Village. Plus, learn how to square dance over at the dance bar. This is the place where memories are made. Make plans now to enjoy the history of the past at the 2024 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 29th through September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
Welcome back, Morning Breathers. It's Wednesday morning, and we're having fun this morning. We got special guest CJ Gaston this morning. It's been fun, even off air. We get some good conversation going. So good morning, CJ. Thanks for coming in. John, the voice.
Good morning.
As usual, as usual as you are.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're just not usual.
I will own that 100%. Yeah.
You're here yesterday and today, and then you got big stuff going on, so you're not going to be here the rest of the week.
Yeah.
However, I will see you Friday.
You will see me Friday.
I am golfing in that.
Yes, we got. Oh yeah, and I still owe you a pairings list. I was going through painstakingly yesterday. Mm-hmm. It's like planning a wedding. Deciding who's golfing with who. Like, these things just don't happen by accident. I wish I could just put them in like an AI randomizer and be like, just put whoever with who. You don't do that in a small town. Well, heck, you don't do that in any tournament anyway. But it's like, at least this one's a little bit like, it's not as many teams as the casino tournament.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I want everyone to have a good time. I want people to enjoy it. Because there's no, I mean, you guys know this is golfers. Like, you got your foursome that you're with. It's going to be a great day. And then you show up with, and you're paired with Buzz Killington and Karen and, whoever else in the other group. And you're just like, this sucks. Like, I can't even be myself today because this prude over here is just being obnoxious and like, oh, a club length is a club length. Or like, I just go have a day. You're on a golf course.
You have spurred a memory of mine. Years ago, I was with me and a good friend who is no longer with us, Eddie Hall. We're in a father-son tournament over in Winfield, and he is not my dad, and I am not his son, but we played in this father and son.
Do you guys look alike?
And well, not really, but it's a long story that I don't. No, we're not going to get into it.
You can't do that.
No, not that part.
Okay,
so
okay,
the
hold
part
on.
is that
okay.
what
I thought you were just going to quit the story just now.
We were playing this father-son. We got stuck with appeared to be a nice young father-son combo. Shaking hands, tee off. They're pretty good. We're just hackers, we play a couple holes. Hell, this. Do you guys want to get some beer? No, they're both alcoholics, so that was not fun. So we didn't know how we should deal with that. We decided to go ahead and drink anyway. And they were stepping every bit of the yardages off. Stepping them off. Because way back then, they didn't have these little gizmos that you use. Walking everything off, it was rough.
I have a story.
Okay.
When you're done.
That was it. It was a miserable 18 holes.
Yeah.
I am not going to say names.
Not because they didn't drink, because now we're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because
they're good.
Are we bothering them? Yeah. We're just out there hitting.
So last night, my friend Josh and I were out at the course. Yep. I played 9 holes right before Ladies League started, and then we were just going to kind of meander through, as you do on like the Women's League nights, because they don't take up all the different locations, and so you can kind of play around them and stuff. So we said, well, we'll just do that. So we were sitting on the tee box at 1, and there was a group of ladies. We're like, okay, we waited till they were up by the green, and then we teed off.
And you put one in the ditch.
No, I did not actually. Screw you, Tim. I actually got it over. Thank you very much. Josh actually hit the best drive he's ever had, so he hits it like halfway up the hill. We go down, and we're just sitting at the bottom, and we're waiting, And we're waiting. I'm like, where are they? All of a sudden, I see this one person, like, she's literally like stepping off the yardage, like it looks like a cartoon character from one side of the green to the green. Ooh. Then she steps off to the other side of the green and then back to the green. And then they did this like 4 freaking times. I'm like, what are they doing right
ladies,
now?
ladies, go easy.
I'm like, what are they doing right now? Well, I'm telling you, we sat there for no joke. They were at the green. We sat there for 15 minutes. Yeah. And I'm like,
ladies play different than men.
I guess, because then they were like, then there was like a discussion about like, well, I thought you were supposed to go first. No, I thought I was, because I have like these supersonic ears. We were laughing so hard. Yes, we did need to wait that long. Brandon's now entered the chat. So anyway, it was honestly, I was like, I had never seen someone step off yardage before in my life.
Yeah,
I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, this is amazing.
When I played in college, there's guys that would step off 75 yards. You know, it was crazy.
I'm like, just hit
what I've learned.
I'm like, it is Washington Golf and Country Club. It is not that serious. Just hit the ball.
They have these things, right? And people, good friends of mine use them. Everybody can use them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I usually will say, it's about this. I'm usually within 5 yards of what that thing says. So
of course.
I feel like I should rent my services out.
Yeah.
Just be somebody's caddy. You're about 72.
Well, you know how narrow that fairway is, right? And you couldn't see anybody. They were in the trees on one side.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, here comes this random person, and the way that they're stepping, it was so funny. It literally looked like a cartoon character because how demonstrative the steps were. Like, and they went up one side, and then down the other, and then back up, and then back down. I'm like, what's going on right now? This is.
I think Patty missed golf last night, so it wasn't her.
No, I know. I mean, I know who it was. I mean, it was just fun, and they're all wonderful people. Yeah. Like it was entertaining. I was like, what is going on right now?
They have their own thought process of what gets them through the grunt, and it's okay. It's all right. That's why there's different nights. Listen, we better take our second break, and then we're going to come back for a new kind of set for the day.
Absolutely.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers, and sellers to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back, Morning Breathers. This has been a fun show. We're all over the place. Matt, I hope you are enjoying the show as you drive to wherever, Centerville. We want to make sure we say our hellos. We've not been ignoring you. It's just the conversation has gone very easy this morning. So good morning, Jeannie and Bam and Martha.
Julie.
Julie.
Julie's in, yep, absolutely.
Who else? Paula. Was Paula here?
I'm not sure.
Jimmy?
If you want to scroll back up to I can take a look and see.
But
I had it open on my app, and then I closed out as we were
we
getting ready
do
to-
appreciate everybody commenting.
Jeff is there.
Jeff, Julie, Denise.
Oh, yeah.
Martha.
Well, good morning to everybody, and even good morning to those that listen and don't.
Good morning.
comment.
Good morning to everyone except Brandon commenting on my golf game. But anyway, all right.
Could have hit.
I did hit. That's the point. That's what I said. I hit. It's like, yeah.
Okay, really quick. Our set for the day is going to be unusual because
Unusually awesome.
we have more talent in this room than you can believe right now. So, CJ, between you guys, it's pretty unbelievable. CJ has written a song. And it's a get back to school kind of song.
Yeah, kind of. I wrote it with a buddy that we wanted to pitch it to Bobby Bones show because they have this thing called the Raging Idiots, which they're based out of Nashville, and they write like kids songs.
Okay.
And I'm also a school teacher, so I wanted to write a song for my kids. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, school's coming up.
Let's hear it. Since
Let her
we're getting
rip.
ready for school.
Let's do it.
Your kids are listening. This would be a great time to listen to CJ Gaston play his new Get Back to School song.
These days it seems so easy to lose all track of time. Being adults and paying the bills, pinching pennies, nickels and dimes. But every now and then everybody needs a taste of the good old days. Well, lucky for me, my good days, they seem to still got a hold of me. When I drink milk, I still blow a bubble, only buy the Oreos that are stuffed with double. Use the remote for cartoons in the morning. I love riding bikes when the rains are pouring. I only eat the marshmallows in my Lucky Charms. I'm still a kid at heart. I still scare the wits out of Mom every chance I get. And I pet on the dog when the dog doesn't want to be pet. They might be worn out, but I don't care. I still look good in Superman underwear. When I drink milk, I still blow a bubble, only buy the Oreos that are stuffed with double. Use the remote for cartoons in the morning. I love riding bikes when the rains are pouring. I only eat the marshmallows in my Lucky Charms. I'm still a kid at heart. Well, maybe I'll grow up, maybe I won't, but with any luck, I hope I don't. When I drink milk, I still blow a bubble, only buy the Oreos that are stuffed with double. Use the remote for cartoons in the morning. I love riding bikes when the rains are pouring. I only eat the marshmallows in my Lucky Charms. I still laugh out loud every time I hear a fart. I'm still a kid at heart. I'm still a kid at heart.
That's awesome. That was awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's just like telling a story. That was just you growing up, right?
Yeah,
Eating the
pretty much.
marshmallows.
It's me now.
It is everybody.
So well, the marshmallows thing that speaks to me because my son Cade, he like definitely like just wants to do it, and then I'll get down to the end of like a bowl of Lucky Charms, even still to this day, and I'll eat around the marshmallows and I'll save the marshmallows for last.
Oh, 100%.
Sometimes it's like, what do you got to do? How often do you incorporate music in your classroom?
Yeah, that's right.
I try to every day, whether we're doing like breaks and stuff, or just if we need a break, or if they're in a transition of something, I do it. I try to. Not every day it presents itself, but at least every Friday we do. I mean, 100% every Friday. So that's I've had that song for 3 years. So my students have loved that song every time I play it. So that's their favorite song for me to play.
That is awesome. We're going way long, and I'm glad we are. CJ, I'm so great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're going to get set for the day really quick. We don't know anything except we're going to make it up. So, in Mount Pleasant right now, you have what? What's the temperature? No, make it up.
65.
Say something.
We'll say 65.
Anything.
65.
65. What's going on in Mount Pleasant? Nick.
Farmers Market.
Farmers Market's Mount Pleasant. Fairfield today.
Fairfield, the community band is having an encore. Is I think
because they are so popular.
So
they
popular.
Have to go again. And the temperature at Fairfield?
Oh, it's got to be at least they're floating, so it's got to be like 95 degrees.
95
at this point
degrees
in
at
time.
Fairfield. Today in Washington, it is 14 below zero. It is unbelievable. This polar vortex that came through right now. Snow is imminent. That is not true.
No, it is not true. I actually just remember on my phone, it is actually 63 here in Washington, 64 Mount Pleasant, 64 in Fairfield, and highs 81, low 60.
You guys missed the point. I'm trying to get fired.
Oh, well, if you want to do that, we can make that happen. Say no more. I mean, we'll go out in a blaze of glory together, brother.
7:49. Thank you all for joining. CJ, thanks again for coming in. We'll do this again, hopefully.
Let's do it.
We're back here tomorrow morning, bright and early. Happy Wednesday.